Hey, I'm BryCox, BryCoxWORKSHOPS.com. Do you have a lot of pop-up reflectors, translucent things, backgrounds, all these things? How do you fold them up? I thought it was common knowledge. I thought it was so easy. I thought everybody knew how to fold these up, right? You just do it naturally. If you do it every single day, I've done it for I don't know how many years. But I brought a bunch here. Why? Because recently I was in California. I was speaking. I was asked to help with an auction for the event, and someone was selling a big background, and so I popped it open while they were talking about it, and then I went, and I folded it up. And the crowd gasped, and they all said, do it again, do it again. And I popped it up, and I folded it up, and they were like, do it again. And then the lady who bought it came up, and she videoed me doing it, and we practiced with her on the side, and I thought, this is crazy. Everybody knows how to do this, right? Doesn't everybody know how to do this? Well, maybe not. So, okay. I've got all sorts of things. I just brought a whole bunch here, and I've got far more. I've got reflectors. I've got everything. So there's a lot of reason why you may want to know how to do these things. One, let's say you shoot natural light. If you shoot natural light, you need to know how to use reflectors. Reflectors of different shapes, sometimes you may have a silver, gold, soft silver, bright silver, white, translucent in different shapes. This is oblong. I got circles. I've got ones with handles on them, right? So that as you're shooting, you can do this, and you can aim it, or I can hold it above their head and let some light through. In this case, it's translucent. So let me find a circle. Let's find one that's a circle, because that's kind of the easiest one to start with. I think it makes the most sense. Okay, so here we've got a soft gold and a white, and here's the trick. I think it's pretty easy. So imagine that this rib is, right, it's got a flat end, and it's just basically, it's a bar in a sense. And if it's not quite open right, if it's twisted anywhere, then it won't lay open right. So you got to get it open, and if it's in any way just kind of wonky, to use a Canadian word, get the wonkiness out. Make sure that little ribbing is straight all the way around. All right, so that's the one thing. If it's hard to fold, that might be one of the things, is maybe that little ribbing is bent or twisted, and you got to get that straightened out so that it's straight all the way around. Okay, so here's the thing. Imagine this circle, and we need it to be 3 small circles. That's the trick. You're just imagining 3 small circles. So there's one way, which is you alternate your hands and then twist, right? So I could hold like this, alternate my hands, twist, and then what do you get? I got a circle here. I can see a circle here, and then you can see the circle underneath coming together, and as they come together, you just let one fold inside, and now I've got 1, 2, 3, right? There's my 3 circles, and now it folds up. Pop it open. So that's one easy way, is you just alternate one hand, and then you just twist towards you, and you look for the 3 circles, and then there's one on the bottom. I don't know if you can see it right down there. There's my 2 up top. And I simply let those fold together and grab the bottom. All right, the next best way is to kind of bend into the middle and make 3 circles. So, right, instead of switching my hand, and the reason why you may want to do this is particularly if the reflector or the item, the background, whatever, is big. The bigger it is, I'm going to see if I can get my hands in this thing, it's harder to switch one hand and try to do this because your body's in the way. So by just bending into the middle, and with a circle one, it's maybe a little harder to see. As I bend in the middle, I've got a circle, and I got one at the bottom. And as I start to pull together, you see them start to fold together. And I can simply try to make a set of 3 circles, pull it together. Let's try that again. So I can grab anywhere, pull it in like this. And as I pull together, you see it naturally is going to start to fold. And I can simply fold it up. All right, let me grab something that's weird shaped. So here's a triangle. Okay, so I've got my handle. So an easy way to fold this one up is that twist together. So I'm going to grab the 2 sides over here, because if I grab it out like this, yeah, that works, see? But the bigger it gets, maybe the harder that is. So here's my triangle. I got the handle away from me. If I start to, let's just do the switched hands. So I switch my hands, and I start to twist against each other. That's pretty easy. That's especially handy if you're out just walking, you're photographing, say, an engagement couple or something, and now you want to fold this up. You can just go, throw it under your arm, and you start walking. But now let's do the twist together. So hands the same, I'm just going to twist together. As I twist together, look what happens. It starts to fold up like this. And as I put those two together, there's my two circles here, right? I got one circle, two circles, so 1 and 2 on the top. I bring them together, and now I've got this bottom, makes my third circle. So that's a really easy way to do big ones. Let's see what other sizes I've got here. Well, let's try this one, this oblong, right? So I could do the switched hands because it's small. That's easy. I can do the twist together. So I'm going to put my hands like this, start twisting together. And as I bring the two circles together, there's my third circle. There we go. Easy, easy. What's this one here? What kind is this? That's also a oblong. We already did that one. What about this one? Okay, this is going to be good. So here's a full size. So I'm 6'4". This is a little shorter than me. So this is about a 6 foot. Well, I got silver on one side, white on the other. Right? So let's see if I can make this fit in the video. So, can I do the opposite hands on this one? I can't quite reach enough, and I'm a pretty tall guy, but there's my first circle, second circle, third circle, right? So that's easy. But here's why I impressed the group, is I simply, with a great big one, is I simply just did the fold together, and then I kind of just lifted it up in the air, and I caught the middle circle, and my stomach went, so it went, and it fell together. So let me see, I've got gear around me. Let's see if I can do that here. So all I'm going to do is just go up in the middle, catch that on my stomach, and there we go. And they went, do it again. Obviously, it was a lot bigger than this, and that's what was impressive, is because people will mess with it on the floor, and they're trying to get it to fold. Let's try it again. All right, so all I'm going to do, pull it together. You see the two circles come together. One will pop in the bottom. I catch it on my stomach or something, bring it together. So here we go. I'll back up, see if we can see you, get it all on the camera. So fold together. And now here's the thing, I just noticed something, and this might be part of the thing, is that ribbing is stiff, and so sometimes by just a little bit of a wiggle, it'll bend, right? If it's bent up, it's a little, if it's like curved like this, it's a little hard to bend it up, but you have to kind of curve it down. So if it's not quite bending easily, just wiggle it, and you'll see immediately it starts to fold. So there's my circle 1, there's circle 2, and where's circle 3? It's going to be right there towards you. So as I come together, catch that. Da-da-da-da! Yeah, I know, it's easy. Let's do it again. I know, is that hard? It's not hard at all. Now I've got a long arm span. Your arm span is your height, so I can reach out 6 feet. So I can do that, but let's say my arms are smaller. Let's say I had to start in here. Let's just try it. Let's say I'm a shorter guy, and I'm going to do it. Same thing. I just wiggle it a little bit, bring it together. Right, and if you're even shorter, you could, as you come together, instead of catching on your stomach, you could just lay it on the ground and then collapse it on the ground. Super easy. I can't show it because my camera's up high. So that would be an option. Let's see, what else have I got? Translucent, same size. And this is going to be big here. This is a background that I take on location for doing headshots. I'm not going to be able to get this all in the camera, but look how tall it is. It's much taller than me. All right, let me see if I can get this somewhat in the video. I'm way back in my edge lights. Okay, same thing. I'm just going to reach out as far as I can. And what's going to work on this one? Can I do opposite hands twist? No, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. It's way too big. I can't get the two circles to come together. But what I can do is fold it middle-wise, and the thing comes together. I got a table in the middle in my way in front of me that's holding all these, but let's see if I can do it, even with this limited amount of space. So I'm simply going to pull together, make two big circles here, a circle down here, and I'm just going to collapse it together. So here we go. Wiggle to get the bump thing come together. I'm caught on the table. There we go. Right, so the table's in my way, so I couldn't catch that middle circle on my stomach. But one thing I could do if the table isn't there is I start to come together and it starts to pop in. I just lay it on the ground and the ground would catch that bottom circle and collapse it. Let's try it again. This time we'll do, see if I can get this to fit. This is pretty dang big in this little small space here. But this is great for doing headshots because it's not reflective. The problem with sometimes using like an actual reflector as a background is that it reflects. And so you get all these little sparkly things, and then what you actually want is something that's made to be photographed, right? So that it doesn't reflect. So I got gray on one side, white on the other. It's got ties and things for background stands. Okay, so I know the table's gonna be my way. I'm gonna see if I can go up higher, twist it, and let the table catch it. I'm gonna try that. Here we go. So I got my hands on the side, I wiggle it, go like this. Now it's done. It's on the table, it's all folded up. There's my 3 circles. 1, 2, 3. Can you see those 3 circles? Does that make sense? And then what you can do is once it's together, you can make sure that they're all the same size by just wiggling a little bit, and then of course putting it in its package. All right, you guys, that's how it's done. So next time you're at an event and you're using reflectors with people and you want to impress them, and just start walking and just start folding things up. Easy, lickety split. There you go. That's how it's done. That's how it's done. That's right. You get training with BryCox, you get the best, even on folding up reflectors. All right, you guys, if you want more in-depth training, not just like things like this, fun things like this, but I'm talking about like lighting, posing, getting fantastic expression, really rocking your workflow with your Adobe Lightroom, Photoshop, and also psychology of pricing, psychology of sales, really the entire business of portrait photography. Check out my website, BryCoxWORKSHOPS, BRY Workshops.com. All right, you guys, until next time, America.